Hey there, children. Today we're going to be doing a quick info video / tutorial on a inexpensive, aka cheap, thermostat, Wi-Fi thermostat from Amazon. This one was purchased on, but you can get them on eBay and several of the other Asian wholesale sites and whatnot that are all over the internet. They are inexpensive. Cheap is not exactly the right word for it because they do come from a brand name company. It's just a lower end, I believe. Might be some defects, but nothing that's going to cause the performance to wane at all, usually. So this one here came from Amazon. Like I said, it was not up in the triple digits, so it's not a $200, $300, $500 model. It's a bit lower than that. I'm not going to quote exact prices because it varies. This is the 120 volt model. It is designed for heating, cooling. It also does water and for solar panels and heating and whatnot. It has a thermostat, external thermostat probe that you can put on it, and you can run that out to wherever you need to be as long as it's fairly close. I don't see why you couldn't use it for in-room, although it might be ugly, but I have to check into that more. I'm not entirely sure on that one, but I know it is useful for if you're doing solar or in-floor heating and stuff like that. This one, as I said, does heating, cooling, water, etc., etc., fans, air conditioners, that kind of thing. Just basically a thermostat. So as you can see on this one, it is your standard load line kind of deal. These are the inputs for the probe right here. So the probe, the red ones go in 5 and 6. 1 is your line to the load. 2 is your neutral to the load. 3 is your neutral line in, and 4 is your line in. So let's get to it. There are 2 kind of screws on here that you're going to need. I'm using a number 2 for both. Actually, I'm using a number 2 for the Phillips, the star, the Phillips one, and I'm using the slotted number 1. Size just helps a little bit to get in there. So first of all, we'll undo these a little bit. It is your standard lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, nothing fancy. 120 volt colors don't really matter on this. I usually do the black to the load and white to the neutral. It depends on your wiring scheme. You've had one of those situations where the homeowner before you's friend was a quote-unquote electrician, and I'm sure everybody's met a few of those in their day. Seems like everybody's an electrician, especially if you work in the indoor gardening or hydroponic industry. Seriously, everybody is an electrician. 10 years in that, and I have seen some stuff, man. Seriously. Anyway, so here we go. This one is going to your load. So these wires here I've made some little pigtails for, just for the demonstration purposes. They go to your furnace. So by means of a 24 volt transformer or not, it depends on your particular furnace. This one, like I said, is 120 volt Wi-Fi enabled thermostat. So this in is 120 volts. Out will also be 120 volts, but if you want to drop that down, say your furnace is a 24 volt model, to actuate it, turn it back on and off and whatnot, do the basic controls, then all you need to do is run a 24 volt transformer in between this and the furnace. So you would plug the transformer into these just as if it was a regular extension cord, you know, a plug-in in the wall or whatever, however you would normally operate that transformer, and then it would step it down internally down to 24 volt, and then that signal would be sent to your furnace. It's really easy. It's not rocket science, like I said before. It's just understanding it helps a lot. So for the probe section here, you want to use the star screwdriver, the Phillips. Depends on how technical you are. If you're asking your wife or girlfriend to go get you a screwdriver, you usually say star. Unless you can say Phillips and she knows what you're talking about. And then if you haven't already, marry that girl. And that's one you want to keep around for sure. If you can at least name one of them, you're doing good. So we'll fire these up here in a second. Now I'm going to turn this on here, so I will have 120 volts coming through here very shortly, and set the multimeter to 100 or to alternating current, of course. A couple of small alligator clips just to keep things honest, keep the probes out of the way, etc. Direct current, not so worried about alternating current. 120 volt, give a little bit more respect to 240. Oh yeah, she's she can be nasty, so we definitely give her lots of respect. Alright, and this one over here out of the way. Now, if my wiring job has worked, I should be able to turn it on now. Alexa, pigtail on.
A few moments later.
I had to take her time on that one. If she didn't appreciate my female screwdriver kind of inference there. So anyway, fire her up. So I'm not sure if you can see that without the flickering through the camera. It can be difficult at times. Depending on the screen and the angle. It's also still got the screensaver on it, so it can be problematic in that way. But first of all, we're just going to turn the temperature up here a bit. Get it on night mode. There we go. And now it is actually turned on. You heard the click in there. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But we now have 120 volts coming out of the out wire to the load, right? And if you were to take that 120 volts and hook it into the transformer to 24 volts, then your furnace would turn on and off just fine. Just like the old days, if you had an older furnace, there was always that little transformer box mounted somewhere, usually on the outside of the furnace or up in the rafter or a joist or something like that, depending on where it was who wired it. And it's the same kind of deal. It's just one step in between. If you had a 120 volt furnace, then it wouldn't matter, but if you have the 24 volt, then this step can save you having to shell out a lot more for a thermostat, or try and find one, because it can be difficult. So there you go. I hope you found that video useful. Like I said, it was just going to be quick. It will save you a couple bucks hopefully, and if you like these things, please like and subscribe. It helps me out, keeps me interested, and lets me know people are out there other than the trolls. And yeah, thanks for watching, and take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks.